Usar a meridional.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Olá, rapaziada, como é que vocês estão? Espero que estejam bem. Vamos a mais um episódio de Final Fantasy XVI. E nesse episódio, Dio e Clive precisam de uma passagem segura para conseguir dar um jeito no segundo Cristal Máter. Só que para eles conseguirem chegar ao distante Reino de Ferro, eles vão precisar de uma ajuda de ninguém menos e ninguém mais que o tio de Clive, que tá meio desaparecido aí em Porto Isolde, e a gente vai ter que chegar até ele. Só que é claro, a mãe dele tá aprontando e vamos ter muitos inimigos pelo caminho, inclusive uma nova ordem que tá cometendo muitas atrocidades. Mas antes de mais nada, vamos ao nosso pequeno ritual padrão. Pega um vídeo, petisco, chama os amigos e bora se divertir, mas deixa aquele joinha que aquece esse coração. Se você não for inscrito, já aproveita e se inscreve. Bora lá. Linhagens.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can, and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Pera, esses daqui são... Tá bom. Beleza, temos aqui... Caramba, tem uma senhora região. Vamos vir para aqui. Tome. Vamos fazer a limpa. Luma azul. Pera ali. Destino da missão próxima. É aqui mesmo.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Nothing, we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her,
Ah, de novo esses
that
malditos.
she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
Uhum.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard?
Hmm.
Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100-foot legions?
Hum. Preciso saber com quem mais eu tenho que falar.
What did those knights want?
Ali.
You seen them, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pool.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosaria would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Pra onde? Caramba, vai ter que andar tudo isso daqui.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Uhum. Caçadora decaída.
Ever since the Apology, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is breaking them? The mother crystal's collapse?
Bad idea. You're not going to like it. This one.
Opa. Eu pensei que você já tava morto. Que merda. Ixi. Oi. Pronto. Eita, que eu tô indo pro lugar errado. Tem que vir pra cá. Isso mesmo, corre. 1000 anos depois você corre. Pronto. Chegamos. Mais ou menos, né? Porque... Ah, não, aqui mesmo. Em cima eu acho que não vai dar. Ixi.
Blood, Clive.
E muito.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are, and still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again.
Blá, blá, blá.
I'll show you a true shield Rosarian. Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Mas é uma armadilha. Vocês sabem disso. Mas a gente vai.
Find something, boy. Death.
Ixi.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Caramba. Não, porque aquela mulher é louca. Ela é uma psicopata, aquela mulher. Ah, aqui.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
corre. Grão-Ducado, comemoração, fundação 10º, aniversário 250 do Ducado, que não tem mais.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
Veja aquela vaca tá 18 anos fazendo merda. Já fazia antes. Agora tá livre pra fazer o que quer. Caramba, quanta andança. O fio de seda.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened.
Né?
The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
Até os nobres. Tudo. Ela tá mandando matar todo mundo. Desgraçada.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep.
Meu Deus.
Better out there than in here!
Oh, get enough for everything!
Hang the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
Queimaduras de luz negra.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Ou não. Eles mataram todos no caminho. O que é bom.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
É 18 anos depois, né? Tudo abandonado. Nada aqui. Nada aqui. Aqui.
Not abandoned then. yours! Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
Pronto.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Pera. É ele? Não, ou é parecido?
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us.
É ele mesmo.
Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
Esse ficou vivo.
We can speak inside.
Os outros não gostaram muito disso. Mas fazer o quê? Né? Podia ter conversado primeiro.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
E vamos ajudar.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
You're telling me that's the Archduke's son?
Tem alguma coisa pra gente?
What is it you require?
Não. 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 Tudo bem abastecido, tudo bem abastecido, ok. Não tenho mais o que ver com você. Então vamos pra lá? Vamos.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Membros do grupo. Durante a missão principal, companheiros diferentes dispostos a ajudar poderão viajar com Clive, porém, dependendo do destino, eles podem preferir permanecer no esconderijo.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
Vamos.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Look at me sideways.
Come along now.
The bastards are lucky.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Só vamos. Primeiro ver eles se gabarem.
What is it now? I told you! We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame. Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog,
could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields. Then come!
Blah 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 blah.
Forest area!
Forest area!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear. Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
More dragons.
Works. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
Toma. Dragão.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Caramba. Pô, cadê a musiquinha de vitória que parou? Depois de um tempo. Pô, depois de um tempo. Faz tempo que não vem aquela musiquinha de vitória.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord. Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements?
Uhum.
A sound strategy, my lord.
Escudo e chama. 85 de renome já. Significa que vai ter doação.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
Mm-hmm.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
Lâmina queimada de Wade. Mais selo obtido.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
Mas viraram churrasquinho, né?
You need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
E nós vamos. Porto Isolde. Mansão Rossfield.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rossfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Mas ela tá pensativa.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others. Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Vamos lá, dá pra gente falar com a Vivian. Nós temos algumas missões. Nós temos uma missão secundária que dá pra pegar aqui. E nós temos mais... Ué, mais uma dessa missãozinha de mais? Então pode adicionar mais coisa pra gente? Eu acho que vale a pena a gente fazer isso antes de continuar o que a gente tem que continuar. Wait.
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. Normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what do you say?
Vamos lá, vamos ajudar.
Fine. If you think it will help.
I knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
Now,
isso é
he'll only
importante.
smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
Missão aceita, Casa de Ferreiro. Aí vamos à nossa pergunta. O que essa outra marquinha quer? Antes da gente ir lá falar com o ferreiro. O que você quer, criatura?
I didn't take you for a scholar, Ivan.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I
Mm.
borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, One glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Mm-hmm.
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient.
Como assim?
No doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. No idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
É, não tem uma coisa menos complicada não pra fazer, tipo um ovinho, um miojo? É, um ovinho, um miojo, uma coisa assim. Violetas? Sério?
First August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like every clumsy shit.
Nossa.
I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. Now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for? Now piss off.
All right. We're going.
O outro ficou com medo. A gente pode comprar pra você.
I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of ale. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
Então, aqui. Se a gente for pra fora, eu já aproveito, já pego os ingredientes e já pego o que tem que pegar.
An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already.
Já?
I don't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. Don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe? Care Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Tem mais uma coisa, peraí. Use o quadro de caçada para localizar o hipogrifo. Mas antes, eu venho aqui.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Anel do Berserker.
You earned this.
E agora o próximo, eu não sei.
Come again. I may have more for you.
Anel do Berserker, peraí, Anel do Berserker, aumenta temporariamente a potência do ataque a cada esquiva precisa. Se eu não quiser mais XP eu posso trocar por esse daqui. E você, criaturinha? Eu vi que você quer caçar um grifo. Eu tenho um anúncio perfeito pra você. Um terror dos moradores locais chamam de hipogrifo.
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Ele tá por aqui. Em algum canto. Vamos esse carinha aqui. E eu acho que é ele. Aí. Pronto, hipogrifo Ranking Bay. Tá bom. Au. Tome. Ai. Ameaça notória. Roma tem de renome. Vamos lá depois ver o que a gente ganha. 27. Prontinho.
Is something there, boy? Could that be our man?
Acho que ele vai fazer coisas pra gente.
You all right?
Dare say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille.
I'm
a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She sent you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
Well, consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art, and not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... Actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. And thank you. Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
Né? Temos couro tratado. Essa recompensa tá aqui. Falando nisso, agora é só ir pra cá. Já vou pegar renome, já vou ver o que tem no quadro e já vou entregar pro coisinho. Você tem algo novo?
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised?
135, bobina de orquestra mecânica, lasca de cristal, medalhão de clérigo no 200, pios de lobo terrível no 295 e 350 vai ter novas recompensas de renome. Bem, a caçada ao grifo já foi. Então, belezinha. Agora vamos lá falar com ele. E depois a gente vai ter que falar com o açougueiro no repouso da Marta. Parece um negócio da coisa culinária.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady. And with a bit of luck. How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does the hunt continue?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this. Along with his regards.
You're joking.
Era o que você queria. Agora vai ter coisa boa pra gente.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Should have kept my moaning to myself.
Imagina.
Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got work to be getting on with.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out there. I wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his cups. Right, now that's sorted. I've got duties to attend to. Thanks, Clive. You've given me my mate back.
Missão concluída. Casa de Ferreiro. Esquema do cinto de matadores de matador de dragão. Necessita para fabricar cinto de matador de dragão. Projeto do cinto de matador de dragão desbloqueado. Você obteve o esquema cinto de matador de dragões. Esquemas desbloqueiam novos projetos de criação. Visite para dar uma olhadinha.
What do you need? What's that for you, dear?
Vamos lá no que nós temos. De armamento a gente não tem muita coisa, né? Então, cinto de mata dragão. A gente precisa de Electrum para conseguir fazer. Tem do elétrico a gente tem. Bracelete mata dragão. A gente precisa de massa gelatinosa. Caraca, sobe 20 e... sobe 29 de defesa. Eu preciso dar uma olhada onde que pega esse Electron. E esse, como fala? E essa massa gelatinosa. Pelo pouco que eu dei uma olhada, esses dois materiais eles só vão estar disponíveis de monstros que a gente vai pegar mais pra frente, naquelas caçadas do Mogul. Então vamos ter que esperar pra ter aquela armadura. Até porque aquela armadura é boa demais, né? Então, só mais pra frente mesmo que a gente vai conseguir ela. Mas já é uma boa.
Unwanted violets, if you have them. Though I'd gladly settle for learning what they are if you don't.
Why, I haven't heard folk call them that since I was a lad. You're looking for scorpion tails.
Caraca.
Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wicked purple when you boil them up. Hence the name. Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer. When there was a war on, that sort of thing. Thankfully, times aren't yet as hard as that. And even if they were, you wouldn't find anyone selling them these days.
Do the scorpions still live nearby?
I dare say they do. 3 reeds would be your best bet, if memory serves.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Onde exatamente? Caraca! Aqui longe. Sério? Ah, eu vou ter que... Como fala? Por que eu não posso chamar Chocobo aqui?
Stay sharp.
Nossa, vai demorar pra caramba pra eu chegar lá. Vamos? Vamos lá, vamos. Acelera. Acelera. Bom que ela acelera assim e a gente chega bem mais rápido. Como é bom ter montaria. Ó. Rapidinho, 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 rapidinho. E já pega isso daqui já. Vamos lá. Uf. Violeta inusitada.
I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad. Or any worse.
É uma pena que não dá pra fazer a armadura ainda. Mas tudo bem. Pelo menos a gente já tem aí o tema dela, né?
Did you find our mystery ingredient?
I did indeed.
Marvelous! Let's see. What am I supposed to do with this? It's poisonous, surely.
You wouldn't be wrong. But that's your unwanted violet.
Você já tem uns preparo específico.
Into the pot it goes, I suppose. Wait here. I won't be long.
Um preparo específico, né?
I present
Puta merda.
Chance's stew, risen once again from the ashes of obscurity. Grab a spoon, Sid. Let's eat while it's hot.
I'm not hungry.
Não, mesmo.
Well, it'll be too late once I've licked the bowl clean. Your loss.
Vai se cagar inteiro.
Odin's teeth. What assault on the senses. It's like choking on swamp water. And yet, up through the pungency, there rise complex, meaty notes.
Meu Deus.
It takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught of flavors, but never have I tasted anything so fine. Thank you, Sid. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I must share this gift. I won't rest until a steaming bowl of Chance's stew sits before everyone in the hideaway.
Meu
a single
Deus.
mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions of her own.
I'm sure she will.
Não. Não. Signo de valentia. Aumenta a defesa em 30. Ok. Nossa, me deu até uma coceira agora. Ô, minha filha, preciso de abastecimento aqui, porque deu um...
Or pleasure. If you're gonna buy some, be quick about it.
Deu umas... coisa muito louca aqui, pera aí.
It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know. Finished, are
Pronto.
you?
Agora vamos lá falar com a coisinha.
I could have sworn we had a few more. Typical nobles.
Back again, Lord Rosfield.
Mm-hmm.
I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the charmer. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move. As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Drastanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island. And with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity.
Filhos da mãe. Ah, mas a gente explode esse cristal.
The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent. making Drustinus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drek's breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
Sim, sim, sim.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Será que ela tá? Ela tem que estar pronta. Ela nunca vai estar totalmente pronta, mas ela vai ter que fazer isso.
It will be over soon.
Então.
You ready?
I think so.
Jill, when you told me you had to come to terms with your past, you weren't talking about destroying Drek's breath, were you?
No. I spoke of Imran, the leader of the Crystalline Orthodox. The man who made me do all those unspeakable things.
Por mim já tem ajuda.
I'm going to kill him. It's what I need to do to put the past behind me. What I need to move forward.
Só vamos.
And I know that I can do it. If you're there beside me.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, too. We'll bring down the Mother Crystal together. All while Sid looks on.
We'll make him proud.
E agora que Clive já conseguiu se reencontrar com seu tio depois de muitos anos, um encontro lindo, bonito, maravilhoso. Agora temos um navio para nos levares até a ilha de Drustanos. Ou nomezinho difícil, mas enfim, é lá onde fica o cristal, é lá onde a gente tem que destruir o cristal. É claro, destruir o cristal e destruir um certo ser maligno chamado Patriarca, que foi quem tá escravizando os portadores e escravizou a Jill. Até porque ela precisa também entrar em paz com o seu passado, assim como o Clive. Mas isso tudo vai ficar no próximo episódio, eu espero vocês lá. Então se gostaram, deixa aquele joinha, que é só clicar. Coloca um comentário falando o que você achou, compartilha com os amigos, que é muito importante. E se não for inscrito no canal, já aproveita e se inscreve, ativa o sininho para receber notificação dos próximos vídeos. Muito obrigado e até o próximo.